Welcome to the channel. In today's video, we're diving into the world of the 6 most valuable, ultra-rare coins ever discovered. These are not just pieces of metal. They are hidden treasures capable of changing fortunes. Stay with me as we uncover their mystery, unheard value, and the incredible stories behind them. Don't forget to, and let's begin this exciting journey into the world of rare coins. First up, the 1979 D. Susan B. Anthony dollar holds a special place in American numismatic history, not just as a transitional coin of the late 20th century, but as a symbol of cultural change. Even in a very dirty or worn condition, collectors often find themselves drawn to its story, which is rooted in the nation's shift toward modern decimal coinage and the introduction of a new dollar intended for mass circulation. Although the coin was heavily produced, select examples, especially those preserved in unexpectedly high quality, have become the subject of fascination, commanding high values on the collector market. This fascination extends even to specimens discovered in poor condition, because the design, background, and the mint mark D make it an essential reference point for coin historians and enthusiasts exploring America's evolving coinage system. Historically, the Susan B. Anthony dollar represented the United States Mint's attempt to replace the bulky Eisenhower dollar with something practical and easier for everyday use. Its release in 1979 marked a critical moment, as it became not only the smallest dollar coin at the time, but also one of the country's first modern decimal-focused coinage transitions, adopting a design more aligned with contemporary economic and social values. The coin honored Susan B. Anthony, an iconic leader in the fight for women's suffrage, making it one of the first U.S. coins to celebrate a real female historical figure. The Denver Mint's contribution to this series adds another dimension of intrigue, particularly because the coins from this facility often exhibit variations in strike quality, luster, and metal clarity that dedicated collectors are eager to study. Although the Susan B. Anthony dollar is typically composed of a copper-nickel-clad structure, its strong copper core remains one of the features that appeal to collectors who appreciate the metal's durability and the way it reacts over time. Dirty or heavily circulated pieces show copper tones and environmental discoloration that create an aged, rugged personality rarely found in other modern coins. But the true excitement emerges when a 1979 D example is discovered in very fine or better condition, as those are significantly less common than heavily worn pieces. The combination of natural metal structure, its historical period of minting, and the Denver origin all influence the elevated values that collectors and investors have seen in recent years, with certain high-grade examples reported to reach prices between $1,000 and $9,000, or even above when authenticated and certified by top grading authorities. Investment interest in the 1979 D. Susan B. Anthony dollar has continued to grow because of its convergence of rarity, symbolism, and collector appeal. Even though millions were minted, the supply of exceptional condition coins is surprisingly thin, especially those that have survived with strong details and minimal surface damage. As collectors compete for these higher-grade survivors, market demand naturally rises, creating potential value appreciation for well-preserved pieces, and even adding curiosity-driven value to dirtied examples that possess distinct patina or originality. Investors often seek this coin not only for its monetary potential, but for its resilience against rapid market dips, since historical coins with cultural meaning tend to maintain steady interest over time. Collectors aiming to evaluate or acquire a 1979 D. Susan B. Anthony dollar should focus closely on condition, because grading standards are what separate ordinary examples from rare, valuable ones. Coins that are certified by reputable grading services such as PCGS or NGC tend to achieve higher interest and sell for significantly more due to confirmed authenticity and documented grade levels. Dirt or discoloration alone doesn't necessarily diminish value. In fact, Some collectors prefer untouched coins that retain original surfaces. However, details like crisp rim lines, clear date numerals, a clean mint mark, and strong portrait features dramatically boost desirability. Those interested in developing true expertise often join numismatic communities, both online and locally, where they can compare specimens, receive guidance, and stay informed about current market trends. In the broader sphere of American numismatics, the Susan B. Anthony dollar represents a pivotal era. It bridged the gap between the large, traditional U.S. dollar coins of the mid-20th century and the smaller dollar coins that followed, setting the stage for the Sacagawea and presidential dollars. Its design experimentation, size, and cultural message placed it at the core of numismatic studies that explore how coins reflect societal progression. Serious collectors often view the 1979 D issue as an anchor point for understanding shifts in American minting techniques, public reception of new denominations, and the relationship between coinage size and daily commerce. Beyond national borders, the 1979 D Susan B. Anthony dollar has gained international appeal, with collectors from Europe, Asia, and the Middle East finding interest in its story and design. Its portrait of a civil rights pioneer resonates universally, and its compact form and metallic brightness give it a distinctive aesthetic that differs sharply from many other world currencies of the same era. Foreign collectors often pursue this coin as a representation of American social change, and as an example of a currency experiment that had global discussions about the practicality of small-sized dollar units. In the long run, the 1979 D Susan B. Anthony dollar continues to strengthen its position as a culturally symbolic and financially promising collectible. Its value appreciation is driven not only by rarity and grading scarcity, but also by its powerful message about equality, modernity, and national identity. Whether uncovered in very dirty condition or preserved in a remarkable state, this coin stands as a testament to America's evolving numismatic journey. As more collectors and investors worldwide recognize its historical weight, artistic design, and long-term appreciation potential, the demand for high-quality specimens is expected to rise steadily, cementing its legacy for generations of enthusiasts to come. The long-term fascination with the 1979 D Susan B. Anthony dollar also comes from the way it captures a transitional moment in American society. It arrived at a time when the country was modernizing rapidly, adjusting its industries, its culture, and even its coinage to new expectations. The dollar coin was meant to symbolize practicality and progress, and although it struggled in circulation, its message lives on in the collectibles market. Today, collectors view the coin as an artifact of change, representing the push toward a more efficient monetary system and the recognition of significant historical figures who helped shape the nation's democratic values. As time passes, the supply of well-preserved 1979 D Susan B. Anthony dollars naturally grows smaller. Environmental wear, improper storage, and circulation damage slowly reduce the number of collectible specimens available. This shrinking supply contributes to its increased desirability, especially for coins that remain visually appealing or maintain a consistent mint-state surface. Even dirty coins discovered today may hide exceptional detail beneath years of grime, and careful conservation by professionals can sometimes reveal surprising quality. This possibility adds a sense of adventure for collectors and treasure hunters who examine inherited or thrifted coin jars, hoping to find a valuable piece. Another major factor fueling the coin's growing value is the steady expansion of numismatics as a global hobby. Younger collectors, digital communities, and international interest have given the Susan B. Anthony dollar new life and importance. Social media platforms allow collectors to share discoveries instantly, helping rare examples of the 1979 D issue gain attention and increase in market visibility. As more people enter the hobby, Competition naturally develops around coins that hold strong cultural or historical significance, pushing prices upward and reinforcing the coin's reputation as a desirable investment piece. The symbolism behind Susan B. Anthony herself continues to strengthen the coin's emotional and cultural impact. At a time when representation and equality are deeply discussed worldwide, having a prominent civil rights leader on a widely recognized coin elevates its meaning far beyond monetary value. Collectors often speak of how the coin feels like a piece of social heritage, an object that honors the past while inspiring modern conversations about rights, identity, and progress. This emotional attachment gives the coin a dual identity, part financial asset, part cultural artifact. Ultimately, the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar has established itself as a coin that appeals to history lovers, investors, and collectors around the world. Its blend of social symbolism, evolving market value, and long-term appreciation potential ensures that it remains relevant and exciting decades after its release. Whether examined for its artistic design, held as an investment, or treasured for its historical significance, the coin continues to grow in prominence. Its journey from a misunderstood dollar coin to a respected collectible demonstrates how numismatic value can evolve with time, culture, and curiosity, securing its legacy for future generations. Second, the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar remains one of the most intriguing coins of modern American numismatics, not because it was rare when it left the San Francisco Mint, but because of how dramatically its value can change depending on condition, strike quality, variety, and preservation. Even when discovered in a very dirty condition, covered in years of handling, storage, dust, or pocket wear, it still carries a deep sense of history and mystique. Collectors who understand the significance of this coin appreciate that San Francisco Mint issues, especially the more precisely struck varieties, can transform from overlooked pocket change into highly desirable numismatic treasures. While ordinary examples are common, the finest ones, especially those with exceptional clarity and strong mint state characteristics, can command values ranging from $1,000 to $9,000 or more when authenticated and identified as particularly rare variants. The historical background of this coin gives it added importance. The Susan B. Anthony dollar was introduced in 1979 as the first small-size U.S. dollar, part of a shift toward more practical, decimal-friendly coinage. It symbolized America's move into a new era of compact, efficient currency, a step away from the large and cumbersome Eisenhower dollars of previous years. The very idea of miniaturizing a dollar coin was revolutionary for its time, aligning with broader national changes in manufacturing, technology, and consumer habits. The San Francisco Mint, well known for its precision and proof quality standards, played a huge role in refining the design's details, especially in the portrait of Susan B. Anthony, whose presence on the coin marked one of the earliest acknowledgments of a real woman in U.S. circulating currency. The copper core and copper-nickel composition of the 1979 dollar give it both durability and visual character, especially in coins that have aged without being cleaned or polished. A dirty example often reveals tones, surface textures, and environmental coloration that experienced collectors appreciate for their authenticity. Yet beneath that discoloration may lie sharp rims, strong strikes, and preserved fields that could dramatically increase the coin's value once professionally evaluated. The true rarity emerges when a 1979 specimen has survived in very fine or exceptionally high mint condition, because few coins from this series retained pristine details after decades of circulation and mishandling. These high-grade survivors, particularly those featuring the more desirable strike characteristics, can justify the elevated values that collectors compete for today. As an investment, the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar appeals to collectors who understand the balance between rarity and symbolism. While millions were minted, only a fraction remain in superior condition, and an even smaller fraction exhibit premium attributes such as deeply defined strikes or proof-like surfaces. This limited pool of elite quality pieces fuels long-term value appreciation, as advanced collectors and investors are always searching for standout examples to add to high-end sets. Even coins discovered in poor or dirty condition can surprise their owners once examined, because the San Francisco Mint's quality often hides beneath decades of grime, creating opportunities for unexpectedly high returns after proper authentication. Collectors examining these coins must pay careful attention to condition, certification, and recognized grading standards. Dirt alone does not define a coin's value. What truly matters is detail, sharpness in Susan B. Anthony's portrait, clarity in the date and mint mark, and smoothness of the fields. Professional certification by authoritative services such as PCGS or NGC not only verifies authenticity, but also elevates market value dramatically, as collectors trust documented grades more than eye estimations. Joining numismatic communities, both online groups and local clubs, offers access to experienced collectors who can help identify varieties, recognize subtle features, and stay informed about shifting market trends. In the broader frame of U.S. numismatic history, the Susan B. Anthony dollar represents a pivotal turning point. It was a bold experiment, a modern, efficient dollar meant to transform everyday transactions, and it introduced a new aesthetic that influenced the design of later dollar coins. It challenges collectors to think beyond rarity alone and consider how the coin reflects the nation's social and economic evolution. For historians and numismatists alike, the 1979 issue embodies a rich narrative: the modernization of currency, the struggle for coin acceptance, and the celebration of a historic advocate for equality. Beyond the borders of the United States, this coin has gained international appreciation as a symbol of social progress and American identity. Collectors from around the world seek the 1979 not only for its design and metal composition, but for the cultural meaning behind it. The portrait of Susan B. Anthony resonates globally as a tribute to courage and activism, inspiring collectors who view the coin as more than currency. It becomes a historical emblem that reflects universal themes of justice and empowerment. Its compact size and modern style also make it visually appealing compared to many other world coins of the same era. In the long run, the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar stands as a coin whose value is shaped by rarity, condition, symbolism, and collector passion. Whether unearthed in dirty condition or preserved with remarkable care, its story continues to grow stronger each year. Its international following, cultural significance, and potential for long-term appreciation ensure that it remains a powerful piece in the numismatic world. As collectors increasingly recognize its historical depth and aesthetic importance, the demand for top-quality examples will only rise, securing the legacy of this small but mighty dollar for generations to come. The long-term fascination with the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar also comes from the way it bridges the past and present in American coinage. It represents an era when the United States Mint was experimenting with new ideas, trying to create a dollar coin that was both practical for the public and symbolic of national ideals. Even though the coin struggled in circulation, its story did not end there. Instead, it transitioned into a collectible with growing prestige, sought after not for convenience, but for identity, artistry, and the unique position it holds in the numismatic timeline. Its survival in any condition, especially a naturally aged, dirty one, reminds collectors that every coin carries a journey from mint to hand to history. Another reason the 1979 issue has gained strong collector momentum is the increasing attention on mint mark varieties and strike differences. San Francisco Mint coins are famous for their precision. Yet not all specimens were created equal. Some possess noticeably stronger details or crisper engravings, making them more desirable to collectors who look for subtle distinctions. As modern collectors deepen their interest in varieties and errors, coins from this series gain renewed importance. This rising curiosity has created a ripple effect in the market, lifting prices for even well-worn or visually neglected pieces once their hidden qualities are recognized. The coin's connection to Susan B. Anthony further strengthens its cultural and emotional value. She was a pioneering voice in the fight for women's rights, and having her portrait on a circulating U.S. coin was a landmark moment in both political and artistic expression. Each 1979 dollar serves as a reminder of her influence, carrying her legacy across generations. For many collectors, owning this coin feels like holding a piece of the national struggle for equality, a metal tribute to a woman whose contributions helped reshape American democracy. This symbolism adds depth to the coin's appeal, making it more than just a numismatic item. It's a representation of a historical movement. Global collectors have also taken notice of the 1979 dollar, especially those who study American culture or specialize in modern world coinage. Its unique blend of historical relevance, bold portraiture, and compact dollar size sets it apart from many international designs of the same era. Enthusiasts abroad often view it as a cultural ambassador, an artifact that reflects American values, artistic styles, and political milestones. As global numismatic networks expand across social platforms, the cross-border appreciation of this coin continues to rise, adding layers of international respect to its legacy. With each passing year, the long-term appreciation potential of the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar becomes clearer. Its rising demand, shrinking supply of high-grade examples, and growing recognition of its historical and cultural influence make it a compelling addition to any collection. Whether held as a sentimental reminder of America's social progress, a financial investment with upward momentum, or a visually striking piece of modern coinage, the 1979 issue stands out as a lasting symbol of change. Its legacy continues to evolve as collectors rediscover its meaning, ensuring its value, both monetary and symbolic, will remain strong for generations to come. Third, the 1980 Susan B. Anthony dollar stands out as one of the most intriguing modern coins in American numismatics, especially when discovered in very dirty or heavily circulated condition. While the average example may seem ordinary at first glance, collectors know that the Denver Mint pieces from this year can conceal surprising quality beneath layers of grime. The very idea that an overlooked dollar coin from 1980, especially one tarnished or forgotten in drawers and coin jars, could hold significant value makes it a compelling subject for both seasoned collectors and curious newcomers. When preserved in unexpectedly high grades, this coin can command prices ranging from $1,000 to $9,000 or more, driven by its scarcity in very fine condition and the strong demand for standout specimens from the Susan B. Anthony series. Historically, the 1980 issue played an important role during America's experiment with smaller, more practical dollar coins. The shift toward a compact dollar was part of the nation's ongoing adaptation to decimal-friendly currency, following global movements towards simpler, standardized denominations. By the time the 1980 dollar entered circulation, the Susan B. Anthony series had already sparked national discussion about coin efficiency, size, and usability. Although the public struggled to adapt to this new dollar format, its historical background remains rich and meaningful. As one of the early small-sized dollars, it helped bridge the gap between traditional coinage and the modern era, capturing the tension between innovation and public acceptance. The copper-nickel-clad composition of the 1980 dollar adds further interest, especially as the coin ages. Its copper core, visible along the edges and beneath worn surfaces, reacts uniquely to decades of circulation and environmental exposure. A very dirty example may exhibit deep tunning, unusual color patterns, or textured surfaces, which many collectors interpret as signs of authenticity and history rather than imperfections. Yet what truly elevates this coin's potential is the rarity of sharply struck, problem-free specimens. Despite high mintage numbers, only a small fraction of coins survived in exceptional condition, making very fine and mint-state examples highly desirable. This scarcity is a major contributor to the impressive values high-grade pieces can achieve on the market. From an investment standpoint, the 1980 D. Susan B. Anthony dollar offers a combination of historical charm, predictable collector interest, and long-term appreciation potential. The coin's role in a transitional period of U.S. currency ensures that it will not fade into obscurity. Instead, it continues to gain attention as collectors analyze minting variations, strike patterns, and preservation quality. Coins with strong luster, crisp detail, and minimal surface damage are particularly valuable, and as the number of such coins decreases each decade, their market demand naturally increases. Even dirty coins hold promise, as professional conservation may reveal details that elevate their grade and dramatically increase their worth. For collectors seeking to identify or evaluate a valuable 1980 D dollar, careful attention to condition is essential. Dirt and discoloration alone do not determine a coin fate. What matters most is the integrity of its design features. The clarity of Susan B. Anthony's portrait, the definition of the rim, the mint mark's sharpness, and the cleanliness of the fields all play crucial roles in grading. Certification from respected grading services, such as PCGS or NGC, can greatly enhance a coin's value and buyer confidence, as authentication eliminates uncertainty and confirms the coin's exact quality. Collectors often join online groups, attend local shows, or participate in numismatic communities to learn from experts, compare specimens, and stay updated on emerging varieties or price changes. The numismatic significance of the Susan B. Anthony series cannot be overstated, and the 1980 D issue is a vital chapter in that story. It represents the United States Mint's transition into a new age of circulating coinage, blending modern design with a tribute to one of America's most influential champions of human rights. Although the series faced challenges in general circulation, its symbolic weight only increased with time. Collectors now recognize it as a milestone in U.S. currency evolution, marking a period of experimentation and cultural acknowledgement that shaped later designs, from the Sacagawea dollar to the presidential dollar series. Beyond American borders, the 1980 D. Susan B. Anthony dollar has grown in international desirability. Collectors from Europe, Asia, South America, and the Middle East admire its compact design and the bold portrait of a social reformer whose impact resonates worldwide. Its blend of modern coinage innovation and historical tribute makes it appealing to those who study global currencies, especially collectors fascinated by coins that represent political and cultural shifts. The coin's clean geometry, futuristic appearance for its time, and unmistakable profile distinguish it from many other world coins, giving it a global appeal that strengthens its collectible status. Over time, the 1980 D. Susan B. Anthony dollar continues to rise in both financial and symbolic value. Its scarcity in very fine condition, combined with its historical significance and growing collector demand, ensures that it remains a treasured piece in numismatic circles. Whether found in poor, dirty condition or preserved with remarkable care, it embodies the intersection of art, history, and evolving national identity. As more collectors worldwide recognize its importance, the long-term appreciation of this coin is expected to remain strong. Its legacy endures as a testament to progress, representation, and the enduring fascination of American coinage. The lasting appeal of the 1980 D. Susan B. Anthony dollar also comes from the way it captures a turning point in American society, where the nation was balancing tradition with modern innovation. Even though the coin struggled to gain acceptance in everyday transactions, it represented a future-focused mindset tied to efficiency, equality, and economic modernization. Its small size, distinctive shape, and powerful portrait of a civil rights pioneer made it unlike any U.S. coin that came before it. Today, collectors see this dollar not just as a monetary experiment, but as a cultural artifact that reflects a nation trying to redefine itself during a rapidly changing era. Every surviving piece, whether clean or dirty, carries that historical tension within its metal. As decades pass, the pool of high-quality 1980 dollars continues to shrink, giving greater importance to every well-preserved example that still exists. Exposure to environmental elements, careless storage, and circulation all take their toll on the coin's fine details. Many coins from the series have suffered surface scuffs, rim dents, and fading luster, making it increasingly rare to find specimens with strong strikes and clear portrait lines. This ongoing loss increases the value of coins that survived with minimal damage, and even dirty examples can become unexpectedly valuable if the underlying detail remains sharp. The sense of discovery, finding a treasure hidden under years of grime, adds excitement for collectors who understand the possibilities. The rising global interest in numismatics has also contributed to the heightened demand for the 1980 issue. Younger collectors entering the hobby through online communities, social media groups, and digital auction platforms have brought fresh attention to modern-era U.S. coins. Their enthusiasm has reignited interest in series like the Susan B. Anthony dollar, which was once dismissed, but is now being reevaluated for its historical relevance and artistic merit. As this new generation seeks coins with stories, cultural significance, and identifiable varieties, the 1980 has become a focal point across forums, videos, and collector showcases, pushing demand and prices steadily upward. Its connection to Susan B. Anthony herself amplifies the coin's emotional and cultural value. Her legacy as a leader in the fight for women's suffrage makes this dollar more than a financial instrument. It becomes a symbol of progress, courage, and the pursuit of equal rights. Collectors often describe a sense of pride when holding this coin, aware of the profound history behind the portrait. This blend of symbolism and numismatic rarity elevates the 1980 dollar to a deeper level of appreciation, making it attractive not only to investors, but also to those who value artifacts with powerful messages. Ultimately, the 1980 Susan B. Anthony dollar remains a coin whose value extends far beyond its metal composition or mintage numbers. It represents a unique crossroads of historical change, artistic expression, monetary experimentation, and social tribute. Whether found in a dusty attic box, purchased from a collector, or inherited from a family member, it carries with it the story of an era and the legacy of a woman who reshaped American history. As international recognition grows and collectors continue to embrace its meaning, the long-term appreciation of this coin appears strong and secure. Its importance will continue to rise, ensuring that future generations treasure it as both a Fourth, the 1981 Susan B. Anthony dollar is one of the most intriguing modern coins in American numismatic history, especially when discovered in very dirty or heavily circulated condition. While at first glance it might appear like any ordinary small dollar, collectors know that the 1981 issues were never released for general circulation and were instead produced only for mint sets. This makes any surviving example, particularly one that has made its way into pocket change or shows signs of circulation, instantly more fascinating because its presence outside mint packaging signals an unusual journey. When found with layers of dirt or discoloration, the coin may seem unremarkable, but beneath that worn exterior may lie exceptional detail that, when properly evaluated or cleaned by professionals, reveals a piece capable of reaching market values ranging from $1,000 to $9,000 or more depending on rarity, grade, and overall preservation. The historical background of the 1981 issue adds another layer of appeal. The Susan B. Anthony Dollar Series, introduced in 1979, marked America's transition into its first true small-size decimal coinage for the $1 denomination. It was part of a broader push toward practicality, efficiency, and alignment with the decimal-based systems used worldwide. Although the public resisted adopting the smaller dollar coin, its significance in the evolution of U.S. currency is undeniable. By 1981, production of the Susan B. Anthony dollar was scaled back dramatically due to low demand, making that year's issues inherently scarcer. The Denver Mint's output, struck with precision and intended only for collectors, now serves as a reminder of a short-lived but culturally meaningful chapter in America's monetary history. The copper-nickel-clad composition of the 1981 dollar gives it durability and character as it ages. Its copper core, visible along the edge and beneath worn surfaces, reacts uniquely to decades of exposure, sometimes creating darkened tones or distinctive patterns when found in dirty or neglected condition. This natural tunning often intrigues collectors because it preserves the coin's originality, and sometimes these untouched surfaces hide surprisingly sharp details. Because 1981 coins were not circulated widely, finding one in genuinely high-grade condition is significantly more difficult than for earlier years, making very fine and mint-state examples particularly valuable. That rarity is one of the main reasons certain high-grade 1981 dollars can climb to four-figure and even five-figure values when authenticated and graded accordingly. The investment potential of the 1981 issue continues to rise as collectors recognize this coin's unusual production background and limited population of high-grade survivors. Investors appreciate coins that combine scarcity with historical significance, and this dollar fits both categories perfectly. As years pass and more examples are damaged, lost, or mishandled, the remaining pool of well-preserved specimens becomes increasingly limited. This natural reduction in supply strengthens long-term collector demand, especially for coins with strong strikes, original luster, and minimal wear. Even dirty or heavily toned pieces can hold substantial value once evaluated by a professional, because the underlying metal and struck details tell a story of rarity that outshines cosmetic imperfections. Collectors examining a 1981 Susan B. Anthony dollar should pay close attention to condition, since grading is the most critical factor separating common examples from valuable ones. Sharp rims, defined hair strands, a clean mint mark, and intact fields are signs of a well-preserved coin. Professional certification from established grading services such as NGC or PCGS adds tremendous security to the coin's value, confirming authenticity and providing an official grade that buyers trust. Enthusiasts often join numismatic clubs, online forums, and collector communities to share photos, compare varieties, and learn how to recognize subtle minting differences. These interactions help collectors build experience and avoid costly mistakes, especially when dealing with coins as deceptively rare as those from 1981. In the broader context of American coinage history, the Susan B. Anthony series represents a bold experiment, a leap toward modernized currency, and a culturally significant gesture of honoring a woman whose advocacy helped reshape the nation. The 1981 issue, being one of the final releases before production ceased for nearly 2 decades, marks the end of that ambitious but misunderstood chapter. Its limited distribution makes it an essential reference point for anyone studying American monetary reform, minting practices, and the challenges of public acceptance in coin design. For serious numismatists, this coin is far more than a collectible. It is a milestone in understanding the evolution of the U.S. Mint's long-term strategies. Internationally, The 1981 Susan B. Anthony dollar has gained recognition among collectors who value coins representing social progress and modern minting innovation. The bold portrait of Susan B. Anthony resonates far beyond American borders, symbolizing global struggles for human rights and equality. The coin's compact size, futuristic appearance for its era, and association with a powerful historical figure give it an international prestige that distinguishes it from many world coins. As global numismatic communities expand through digital platforms, collectors from Europe, Asia, South America, and the Middle East increasingly seek these coins to enhance their modern US dollar collections. Over time, the 1981 Susan B. Anthony dollar continues to grow in value, symbolism, and global appeal. Its rarity and very fine condition, combined with its historical significance and unique production background, ensures that it remains a highly desirable piece for collectors and investors alike. Whether found dirty, tarnished, or preserved with remarkable clarity, each example holds a story that spans decades of American currency evolution. As awareness of its importance grows, so does its long-term appreciation potential, solidifying its place not only as a numismatic treasure, but also as a lasting cultural emblem that will be cherished for generations to come. Here are 5 more long, rich, engaging paragraphs continuing the same style and depth as before, expanding the narrative, history, symbolism, and investment message of the 1981 Susan B. Anthony dollar in very dirty condition. The 1981 Susan B. Anthony dollar continues to fascinate collectors not only because of its scarcity, but also because of the contradictions it represents. It was a coin that struggled in circulation during its own era, yet decades later it has become a sought-after relic with a story that resonates far more deeply than many coins that came before or after it. The very dirt or grime that covers some examples today almost acts like a protective shell, preserving the surfaces underneath from further wear and revealing the hidden potential for dramatic value once properly evaluated. Collectors often talk about sleepers, coins that went unnoticed for years before suddenly exploding in desirability. And the 1981 dollar has become exactly that kind of unexpected treasure. Its status as a late series issue, struck in low quantities and quietly retired before the general public ever had a chance to appreciate it, makes its modern-day rediscovery all the more exciting for investors and historians alike. Many numismatists regard the coin as a turning point in the United States Mint's understanding of public demand and production strategy. Because the 1981 was struck exclusively for collectors and not intended for widespread circulation, it became part of a transitional era between traditional large-sized dollar coins and the later modern dollar programs that would appear in the 2000s. This background gives the 1981 a special meaning. It marks the end of one chapter in U.S. decimal coinage and the beginning of another. When collectors examine a very dirty example today, they often imagine the journey it may have taken, through storage bins, desk drawers, forgotten mint sets, or old family boxes, before finally being rediscovered. That sense of hidden history, layered under decades of dust, adds an emotional dimension that contributes to both its demand and its long-term value growth. Its cultural symbolism also continues to grow as appreciation for Susan B. Anthony's legacy becomes stronger with each generation. She was a pioneer for women's voting rights and a figure whose name carries tremendous moral weight, and owning a coin bearing her likeness often feels like possessing a small, durable reminder of social progress. International collectors, especially those who specialize in coins featuring influential historical figures, are drawn to the Susan B. Anthony dollar because it stands as one of the first American coins to break away from traditional male-centered portraiture. For collectors outside the United States, the coin frequently represents not just U.S. monetary history, but a universal symbol of equality, courage, and transformation. This cross-border emotional value helps sustain global interest in rare 1981D examples, particularly those that manage to survive with good surfaces hidden beneath their dirty exterior. As the overall market for vintage U.S. decimal coins continues to expand, the 1981D Susan B. Anthony dollar has experienced a steady strengthening in demand from both experienced investors and newcomers looking for accessible but meaningful entry-level treasures. Unlike ultra-rare 19th-century coins that are financially out of reach for most people, a rare high-grade or properly preserved 1981D dollar, especially one restored from a neglected, dirty state, offers a realistic opportunity for impressive appreciation. Many collectors enjoy the thrill of purchasing or discovering a coin that appears unremarkable at first glance, but has powerful potential once properly cleaned, verified, or graded. That psychological appeal, the feeling of uncovering hidden value, is a major reason this coin continues to rise in popularity among modern hobbyists. Over the long term, the 1981D Susan B. Anthony dollar is positioned to appreciate even further because its supply is permanently fixed. Its historical significance is widely acknowledged, and its cultural resonance continues to deepen with time. Each year that passes, more collectors enter the market, more numismatic communities share their findings online, and more individuals search old boxes or inherited collections hoping to uncover a forgotten gem. Dirty or corroded examples that escape damage to their core surfaces will become increasingly important as the pool of well-preserved specimens shrinks. This slow tightening of availability is one of the strongest drivers of long-term value appreciation, and it places the 1981D dollar among the most underestimated modern treasures. Anyone who owns one, especially a coin that still holds its underlying detail beneath layers of dirt, should recognize that they possess not just a collectible but a meaningful piece of American history, with the potential to rise steadily in value for decades to come.